RPE stands for rating of perceived exertion, and it can be integrated into workouts in a variety of different ways. So what we're actually looking at right now is a normal workout. We have everything laid out. We know that we have 3 rounds of bench press, performing 8 reps at 100 pounds each round, and we're resting 90 seconds between rounds. So in this first example of RPE, everything is the same as the previous example, but we don't have a set amount of weight. You see that we have 6 to 8 RPE. So the weight is going to be something that you choose after your warm-up sets that leads to a 6 to 8 RPE at the end of the set. And we know that with weighted movements, that RPE is very specific. So an 8 RPE means you ended the set with only around 2 reps left in the tank. And if you ended a set at 6 RPE, you know that you had 4 reps left in the tank. So it's very specific. So you're going to want to find a weight on that particular day where at the end of each set, you only have 2 to 4 repetitions left in the tank. And RPE will likely change from set to set. So if you do your first bench press of 8 reps at a specific weight, it might hit a 6 RPE. But the second round, since now you're already a little fatigued, it might feel like a 7 RPE. And then on the third round, it might go up again to an 8 RPE because now you're fatiguing from set to set. But let's say this first round was a 5 RPE or lower. You'd know that you have to increase the weight, and you can do that. It says here, load can change from round to round. But let's say you do that first round and it's a little high of an RPE. It's a 9 or a 10 RPE. You know, you'd want to decrease the weight for the remaining 2 rounds. And again, you can do that. You can change depending on how you feel to hit this RPE target. So here's another example where we actually are given the weight, but we're not given the amount of reps. So it's the same general idea where you're going to do 3 rounds of bench press at 100 pounds. We know we have 100 pounds. So you're going to throw 100 pounds on the bar. You're going to pick up the bar and you're going to keep performing reps until you hit that 6 to 8 RPE range. So you're going to perform reps at 100 pounds until you feel that you only have around 2 to 4 reps left in the tank. So pretty straightforward. And from round to round, your reps are probably going to change and they're probably going to go down because you're fatiguing. So the first round, you might get 10 reps left, or 10 reps in the set. In the second round, you might get 9. And then the third round, you might get 7 because you're getting fatigued, which is fine. In this example, we're given the specific amount of reps and the weight, but we're not given a specific amount of rounds or sets. So we'd actually perform as many rounds as we can until we hit a round where we end on 8 RPE, or we hit a round where there's only 2 reps left in the tank at 100 pounds, given this specific example. And you can also see we have in parentheses here a 5-round cap. So you wouldn't want to say on a day that you're feeling great that you can perform 8 reps at 100 pounds, then rest 90 seconds, and you're feeling great. So you can just keep doing that and keep doing that. And you're not going to hit 8 RPE for a while. So sometimes, depending on the day, we might give you a cap so that you're not going too far. But let's say it's a day you're not feeling too great, and after the first 2 sets of 8 reps at 100 pounds, you hit 8 RPE. You only have 2 reps left in the tank after that second set. That's perfectly fine. That's what this is for. You stop the rounds. That's it. No more sets. But if you can keep going and you're feeling great, good. Go to those 5 rounds, complete all 5 rounds. That's perfect. That's what this is meant for. So here's another example. We have no set amount of sets, but we have a total amount of repetitions and a set amount of weight. We also don't have a set rest. So we see a note here, stop each set at 7 to 8 RPE. And again, we have a total amount of reps at 20 here. So we're going to perform reps of bench press at 100 pounds until we hit 7 to 8 RPE. So you'd perform reps at 100 pounds until you feel you only have 2 or 3 reps left in the tank. Then you'd rest. Then you'd pick up the bar again, perform reps until, again, you have 7 to 8 RPE or 2 to 3 reps left in the tank. Then you'd stop, rest again, and perform again. So let's say on the first set, you get 9 reps. And then you'd rest a little bit. And then on the second set, because now you're a little fatigued, let's say you got 7 reps. So now you have 15 total reps. And then on the final set, it's going to be pretty easy. You're not even going to reach 7 to 8 RP. So you can pretty quickly just take the bar out and perform 5 more reps. And then that's your total of 20 repetitions. So relatively straightforward. Here's another example with no weight. So we have push-ups, and we have no set amount of reps here, but we do have a set amount of sets. So RPE gets a little different with unweighted movements as well as circuits or conditioning workouts. So it's a little bit more subjective. So with a push-up, let's say on the first set, you're just going to want to keep performing reps until it starts to feel moderate to challenging. So again, this is extremely subjective here, and you're going to have to be honest with yourself. Be aware, again, if you can do 30 repetitions, a moderate feeling might be a relatively wide range. So again, just be aware. So we're going to want to stop each of these 3 rounds at a 6 to 7 RPE. Again, stop the rounds once you're around moderate to challenging. So here's another example of RPE usage, and this is using it with a circuit/conditioning workout. So 1 round of this workout is going to consist of 5 push-ups, 10 squats, 15 jumping jacks, and then 20 mountain climbers. That's 1 round. We have 4 total rounds. This type of workout, if this 6 to 7 RPE wasn't prescribed, can be done in a variety of ways. You could go all out and just lay it all on the line and red line and crush it, or you could take this workout and make it a relatively easy workout and stretch it out over the span of 45 minutes. But the use of RPE allows us to specify how this workout should be performed. So in this specific example, this workout should be somewhat hard. You're not quite reaching into an 8 RPE, which is by definition hard for a conditioning or circuit, but you are definitely going to push yourself to somewhat hard, and it's definitely not going to be a light workout. So we're pushing 6 to 7, moderate to somewhat hard. And again, it's subjective, just like using RPE for body weight movements. It's subjective. Be aware, be honest with yourself. Just be aware of your body and feel it out.